Hello students, good morning. So we have seen how the planet is getting sick and how we are getting this planet polluted by our own deeds. James Smith, the president of World Resources Institute, said the other day, we were saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. So just in a single second, we are losing 1.5 acre of trees, forests. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavour, work hard to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard, protect the forests and wildlife of the country. It is the duty of the government. But what causes endless anguish, pain, is the fact that laws are never respected nor enforced in India. Laws are only made in India. They are never respected and they are never enforced. For instance, the Constitution says that the casteism, untouchability, and bonded labor shall be abolished, but they flourish shamelessly even after 44, or we can say now many more years of the operation of the Constitution. These are banned: bonded labor, untouchability, casteism, but this is there. A recent report of our Parliament Estimates Committee has highlighted the near catastrophic depletion of India's forests over the last 4 decades. Since last 40 years, we are losing the forest at a very alarming rate. India, according to reliable data, is losing its forests at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. Large areas officially designated meant for forest land are already virtually treeless. So the lands which are specially meant for trees are already treeless. The actual loss of forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by government statistics. So whatever data government is giving us, like government is saying 3.7 million acres a year, but reality is 8 times more than this. That means 25 million acres a year. A 3-year study using satellites and aerial photography conducted by the United Nations warns that the environment has deteriorated so badly that it is critical in many of the 88 countries investigated. So, UN, and if we talk about other countries as well, we are at critical state. There can be no doubt that the growth of world population is one of the strongest factors distorting the future of human society. Almost of any problem related to we, the human beings, or the earth, has only one main root cause, and that is the population explosion. It took mankind more than a million years to reach the first billion of population. That was the world population around the year 1800, 1 billion. By the year 1900, a second billion was added. And now, just in again from 1800 to 1900, we added a billion. And the 20th century has added another 3.7 billion. The present world population is estimated at 5.7, almost it is now crossed 6 now. Every 4 days, the world population increases by 1 million. Every 4 days, imagine. Fertility fails as incomes rise, because when incomes rise, the demands of the things rise, and the supply also has to be increased, and the fertility gets lost. Education spreads and health improves. Thus, development is the best contraceptive. So, if we want to really control the population, the best medicine is just this education and development. But development itself may not be possible if the present increase in numbers continues. But if the population is increasing at this rate, development is not possible. The rich get richer and the poor beget children, which condemns them to remain poor. If there is a large family with so many members, they'll be poor. More children doesn't mean more workers, merely more people without work. The poor people who think that more children would mean more workers, but they would remain more poor. It is not suggested that human beings be treated like cattle and compulsorily sterilized to control the population. it cannot be made compulsory, but there is no alternative to voluntary family planning without introducing an element of coercion, force. If the people are not voluntarily participating, then they will have to be forced. The choice is really between control of population and perpetuation of poverty. If the population will be increased like this way, the poverty will be so much increased that is not even imaginable. The population of India is estimated to be 920 million today, more than the entire populations of Africa and South America put together. No one familiar with the conditions in India would doubt that the people of the hope of the people would die in their hungry hutments unless population control is given topmost priority. So anybody who's known to familiar with the conditions in India, we know the health conditions in India, we know other conditions in India, and if the population is increasing like this way, the dreams of young people would not be possible to be fulfilled, and the poor people would just die in their hutments. For the first time in human history, we see a transcending concern, again a concern which goes to next generation as well. The survival not just of the people but of the planet. And now the condition of Earth is not just about our existence, it is about the existence of the planet as well. We have begun to take a holistic view of the very basis of our existence. We have started thinking that it is a very holy place and we should preserve it. The environmental problem does not necessarily signal our demise. It is our passport for the future. If the environment is okay, then it is only our passport. The emerging new world vision has begun in the era of responsibility. So now, as citizens of this planet, we have to be responsible. It is a holistic view, an ecological view, seeing the world as an integrated whole rather than a dissociated collection of parts. So rather than looking this planet in countries, we should see it as a family, because if all the countries would come together, then only this planet be saved. Industry has a most crucial, important role to play in this new era of responsibility. What a transformation would be effected if more businessmen shared the view of the chairman of DuPont, Mr. Edgar S. Bullard, who 5 years ago declared himself to be the company's CEO. But here the full form is Chief Environmental Officer. So every company should have this, that their company is not affecting environment. So they should have a CEO, Chief Environmental Officer. He said our continued existence as a leading manufacturer requires that we excel in environmental performance as well. So this should be the mindset of all the industry people now. Of all the statements made by Margaret Thatcher during the years of her prime ministership, none has passed so decisively clearly into the current coin of English usage as her felicitous words. Her words, which are so beautiful in meaning, are: no generation has a free hold on this earth. We do not have any free control on this earth. All we have is a life tenancy with a full repairing lease. We are just tenants and we have some kind of lease. It will be over very soon. In the words of Mr. Lesser Brown, we have not inherited this earth from our forefathers, we have borrowed it from our children. This line is very beautifully depicting the mindset of the people. If something is gifted to us by our forefathers, we just use it to the fullest and then end it. But we should think that this planet Earth is not like this property. We have borrowed it from our children, means we should take care of it and we should give it in a better condition to our coming generation. This was the Ailing Planet text. We'll have the discussion on question and answers in the next video. Some new words like complement and complement. These are two spellings, although the pronunciation is same, but the meaning is entirely different. First, compliment with an I after L means an admiring remark. When you like something, when you praise for something. Like example is, I complimented my girlfriend about her makeup. Next compliment, E with L, means goes well together. Example, the sauce complements the steak. So they go hand in hand, they go well together, they taste well together. Accept versus accept. Again, pronunciation is same but the meaning is very different. First, accept is to receive. Example is give her a little time to accept the idea. Next accept is not included, leaving. But he had never seen any pictures except a few small ones. Emigrate versus immigrate. Leaving, first emigrate means, example is many people had to emigrate from Europe during the Nazi period. Next, emigrate means coming. Example, he immigrated to Brazil in search of a better life. Last is flair versus flair, that was done. Flair, skill, talent or style. Like Julie has artistic flair or dancing flair. Next flare is a sudden blaze. The flare from the lighter scared the small child as the flame illuminated her face. So these are the words, note them down and try to solve down the question answers, textual question answers of the chapter The Ailing Planet. Have a good day.